All right, everybody, I wanted to thank you so much for allowing me to present this to the district. So, what I'm going to be talking about is cross-curricular connections while using literature. So, first off, what is cross-curricular planning? According to Heidi Hayes Jacob, she describes it as a conscious effort to apply knowledge, principles, and our values to more than one academic discipline simultaneously. So, what this means is basically integrating subjects for a deeper understanding in a topic. For example, teachers could use subjects from history, math, and to further deepen understanding of what is going on in the lesson, teachers could incorporate literature into the piece to bring more understanding of what they are learning. Cross-curricular planning looks different from different age levels, but what we're going to be focusing on today is how it looks different from K to 3 and from 4 to 8th grade. So cross-curricular planning regarding kindergarten to 3rd grade. First off, it is important in making learning cohesive. In early education, cross-curricular planning and integrating literature with other subjects are crucial for building foundational skills. At this stage, young learners benefit from a holistic approach that connects different content areas, making lessons more cohesive and meaningful. Secondly, is the value. So, using literature to support learning in subjects like math, science, or such social studies helps young students see the relevance of what they are learning. For example, a story about animals can be used to introduce basic concepts in science, such as habitats, characteristics, while also integrating literacy skills like vocabulary and comprehension and the benefits. So, first off, it enhances the engagements of the students. So, through literature, it ties into various subjects while capturing young students' interests and imagination, making learning more enjoyable and memorable. Stories and characteristics helps contextualize abstract concepts, making them easier for children to understand. And so on. Um, Part of the benefits, integrated skill development. So, cross-curricular activities support the development of multiple skills simultaneously. For instance, reading a book about counting can reinforce both literacy and math skills while providing a richer learning experience. Cross-curricular planning also helps students not only deepen, but it reaches students with different learning styles. So, if a student doesn't understand it with this, but maybe they might understand it and grasp what is being learned while taking advantage of using cross-curricular in your lesson plans. Now, how it looks like regarding 4th to 8th graders. So, the importance of it. In upper elementary and middle school, cross-curricular planning becomes even more valuable as students encounter more complex content while learning. Integrating literature with other subjects helps students make connections between different areas of study and see the broader application of their learning and from what they are thinking. It also deepens the understanding of the value of education. Literature can deepen understanding in subjects such as history, science, and social studies by providing context and perspectives using the correct literature pieces. For example, historical novels can bring historical events to life, while science fiction can spark interest in scientific concepts and ethical discussions. And lastly, the benefits of using cross-curricular planning in grades 4th to 8th grade. First off, using literature to explore themes and issues related to other subjects fosters critical thinking. Students analyze text to understand concepts from different angles, enhancing their ability to think critically and draw connections from what is being taught. It also enhances the understanding and the retention of the information. When students encounter context through literature, they often gain a more nuanced understanding, stories and narratives making complex ideas more accessible and memorable, supporting better retention and application of knowledge across subjects. So, what does that look like while implementing that in your classroom? First off, how can it be done? While looking through thematic units that integrate various subjects around a central theme. So, for example, while in the classroom and you are on a unit regarding farm life, it can include reading farm-related stories, learning basic math through farm animals, and exploring the science of what it is to grow a plant, what it is to grow different plants, and engaging students through that, especially through hands-on activities. Using hands-on activities and projects that bridge these multiple subjects into one. For instance, creating a simple farm diorama could incorporate skills from art, from drawing, constructing, science, from understanding the animal needs, and math, from measuring and counting different seeds, the amount of water that is needed, the amount of fertilizer that is needed for a plant to grow strong and healthy. Also, visual aids and manipulatives go far and beyond when teaching littles in grades kindergarten to third grade. Employing visual aids and manipulatives to make connections more concrete for young learners. But, however, there are a few challenges. First off, the developmental limitations. Younger students may have shorter attention spans and less developed critical thinking skills, making it challenging for them to integrate complex concepts across subjects. This is why it is important, again, to combine the different sources from thematic units, hands-on activities, and visual aids while also using manipulatives for the concept to be so grasped from littles. Now, regarding fourth to eighth grade, it is important to incorporate project-based learning. So, implementing this where students tackle complex projects that span multiple subjects. So, for example, a research project on ancient civilization can include history, while studying different cultures, different religions, different mythologies, from language arts, from writing these reports, and geography, from mapping these different locations. They're all different, but again, they're all used for one lesson. And the interdisciplinary units. Creating interdisciplinary units that align with academic standards that align with, oh my goodness, academic standards in multiple subjects. For instance, a unit on environmental science might involve science, the ecosystem studies, the math from understanding the data analysis, especially when it comes with different weathers and brainstorming, global warming, and different subjects regarding that area. Now for the challenges. So, ensuring that all subjects align with the cross-curricular theme can be hard for older grades, especially when trying to coordinate and communicate among different teachers. So, in middle school, it's not just one teacher teaching all of these subjects. The subjects are divided from each teacher. So it might be complicated at times from trying to coordinate lesson plans with other educators. How it connects with state standards. First off, it enhances comprehension skills, expands vocabulary and language skills, it promotes critical thinking and analysis, supports writing and communication, and encourages cross-textual connections. Reading standards often involve comparing and contrasting texts and understanding how different texts address similar themes or topics. So it is important to use literature to help bridge these various subjects to help students make these connections on their own. So, meeting the needs of diverse students. This, using cross-curricular planning, as I have mentioned before, it reaches different students. If it might not work one way, most likely it will work this way because not only are you repeating information, but you can also connect the information to a subject that they love while making sense to them. So, how can that look like in the classroom? So, from grades kindergarten to third grade, One topic that you can use is learning about the cycles of butterflies. Since this is a science topic, you can incorporate using literature from using books such as The Amazing Life Cycle of Butterflies or using the National Geographic, more scientific version of turning a caterpillar to a butterfly. While reading these books, while also along growing their own butterfly kit, students can incorporate from what they are learning to a hands-on experience that they are also visually seeing. So they can go back to the part of the book that is describing each stage of the butterfly is in, which is making it more comprehensive for the student. Now for fourth to eighth grade, how this can look like, you can use a topic of volcanoes. So again, mixing, integrating science and literature into one to make more of to make it more reachable to students. So you could read books, you could invite geologists in to for students to ask their questions, to pick their brains, for the geologists to even share more of their experiences, or even will share some of the rocks or different things that they have find from learning about rocks or studying the different volcanoes. Also, while learning all about this, students can do their own project of making their own volcano for them to learn hands-on to see how a volcano erupts. And lastly, after using all of this information, students can create a class poster, kind of like a science fair project, to incorporate all that they have learned into one poster together as a class. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helps. Bye-bye.